Meet Alexa, Derek, and Kenneth, all of whom had rough freshman years. We'll begin with Derek Dull. He's a senior majoring in accounting at Lycoming College in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Derek will graduate soon, but studying and going to class weren't on the radar screen 3 years ago.
Well, I struggled my freshman year. I kind of thought I had the world at my fingertips. I was going to do whatever I wanted to. If I wanted to go to class, maybe I'll go to class. If I want to party, maybe I'll party. I'll do whatever everyone else is doing. I'll make friends in the meantime, and I'll have a good time. And
what happened?
And that caught up to me pretty quick. The fact of the matter is after my freshman year, I was almost kicked out. They told me I had to get a 3.0 to come back. I had to get a 3.0 my first semester of my sophomore year to stay. And that involved a lot of work, and I did achieve that. And since then, I made the Dean's List 4 straight semesters.
What did you do differently?
I think it's a focus. It's a focus and it's a mindset. You know, I was really unfocused freshman year. I did whatever I wanted to, and then I started realizing what's important. You know, you talk to your family. I became really close to my family, which I think is a very important part when you're at college. And you know, I gained a focus of what I needed to do and where I wanted to be. You know, when I was a freshman, I didn't care what I was going to do when I get out here. That wasn't on my mind. And then you start thinking, gee, you know, I'm going to get out of here someday and be working for the rest of my life. I better turn things around here pretty quick.
He started by going to class.
That's the number one thing. I mean, freshman year I missed a lot of classes, and I think last year I probably missed maybe 5 or 6 classes all semester. And that's the main thing. You know, you get to class, you let your professors know that you're there to study. And then studying is probably the biggest thing. I mean, everyone can take notes, and if they sit in your binder and you don't look at them again, you know, it's worthless.
So was it some kind of high-tech tool that led to higher grades? Far from it.
To tell you the truth, it was note cards, and it's so cliche, but I never used note cards before in my life. Freshman year, I didn't ever use a note card, and sophomore year, I encountered another student, and he used these note cards, and I was like, well, I'm going to give this a shot. You come back in my dorm room right now, and I got stacks of note cards with rubber bands around them for each class that I'm in. You know, and what I'll do is I ask myself a question, and on the back I have the answer, and you realize that, you know, maybe you do 40 or 50 note cards. Well, if 15 of them turn up to be questions that end up on the exam, I mean, you just saved yourself 15 questions you don't even have to think about. I'll come across a question on the exam like, yeah, I know that right away just from what you studied.
Next up, Millersville, Pennsylvania, where Kenneth Smith is a junior majoring in English at Millersville University. Grades first semester, how did you do?
Well, I came here and I'm not going to lie. I came in, I had a 2-1. That was not really that spectacular, and I failed mathematics twice. But then I came back in the summer and got a C. So I guess I made it better. And then that spring, I failed psychology. But then I came back in the summer and got an A-. So that means I came back and I did my thing.
Now, what turned you around?
My mother. And then after that, I just stay focused.
Less play, more work?
Yes, definitely. Actually, I'm smoke and drink free. I definitely, you know, I did a little partying, but for the most part, it was just social life before academic life. It was always something that was just in the way instead of academics. So.
There's always something more interesting than studying psychology or math.
Exactly. But if you just notice that, you notice the error of your ways, you should be able to wise up. You know, definitely don't pursue those callow ways. I mean, really, you know, just grow up. You know, that's what it is. It's about, you know, it's a learning process. College is work. It's always going to be work. And the biggest thing is when you're reading, when it comes to that big 1,000-page novel, for example, from the class I just came from, Intro to Literary Analysis, we have a big book from Plato that we have to read, different poetry and prose. It's very tedious. It's a process that is going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort.
Do you cram all night before an exam?
No. Actually, I've actually grown out of that. When you cram, it doesn't work because when you cram, you notice that you forget everything. To be honest with you, you only remember whatever was the last thing that you studied before you went to sleep. Subjects like math, you have to study. You have to do the practice problems. You have to go through the workbook. My Spanish class, I had to study because it's all about repetition. And to be honest with you, you can't have that repetition in one night.
And when you don't understand something, Kenny advises, ask for help.
We're going to sit there. We're going to be lost. We're not going to ask the questions because it's sometimes embarrassing, to say out loud, I don't understand. So we'll sit there. We'll be quiet. We'll think we can do it on our own, and we can't, because if you haven't learned it in the classroom, it makes you think you're going to learn it when you go to study it. So that's definitely a good thing that I like to put out there, that don't be scared to ask for help.
Kenny's a solid A and B student now, but is it all work and no play?
I'll have your time allotted to, play around, relax, and things of that sort. But
You'll have some fun.
oh, of course you're gonna have fun. It's college. you're gonna let your hair down.
Just know the difference.
But just know the difference, though. Like I said, separate academic and social life. That's the only thing I can really say. And time management, everything that you heard preached to your high school is definitely true.
Time management is one thing. How about money management?
I was young and dumb, just spending money, constantly because you have it. You're a freshman on that refund check. You came in with scholarships. I had scholarships, private scholarships too. And then I had extra loan money on top of that. I had a lot of extra things, that I actually had, more money to spend. So I went crazy. But you have to be smart. Have a bank account. Start a bank account. Save it. College is not about a fashion statement. Even though, we all want to make sure we look nice. I had to learn that the hard way, trying to keep up with the Joneses, as they say, trying to spend more money than you have, your eyes bigger than your pockets. Be careful. I'm not saying that, you have to walk around looking, trashy or bummy or anything like that, but just make sure that you're spending your money wisely.
Next up, Columbia, South Carolina, where Alexa Urbach is a junior majoring in public relations at the University of South Carolina. What was it like for you as a freshman?
I honestly didn't have the best freshman experience. I didn't adjust well at all, actually, and I didn't know where to find anything on campus. I was over my head in activities, and I didn't know how to balance or manage time. We didn't have assignments every single day or every single week, and the teachers really, the only time you get attention is if you go up there and you ask for attention. No one's following you and babysitting you. And I learned quickly that, I can't save it to the last night to do my reading, to study before my test. I need to plan weeks in advance, months in advance, because it's up to you. No one's going to be spoon feeding you in college. Every weekend, either on a Saturday or Sunday, I plan out my week. I'm a sticky note person, and I have sticky notes all over my walls and on my desk, and so I will lay out Monday, this is what I need done, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so I'm not doing it last minute. Since I'm involved in so many things, I need to be organized with it.
But in the beginning,
grades didn't suffer, but my health suffered. I was very sleep deprived and not in a right state of mind by the end of the semester, and I realized that wasn't healthy. Something had to give. And towards the end of the semester, I was ready to go home, and my parents said, no, you have to stick this out.
you survived somehow. What happened?
Well, when you're a freshman, you will come to realize that you are not the only freshman. There are thousands of others on campus in the same situation, and it was my friends that got me through, the other girls who were living in my dorm, and I realized that I needed to pick and choose the clubs that I wanted to be in, and I chose those clubs based on the leaders who were in those organizations, and it was also those women and those men who I was able to talk to who really got me through my first year, and I was able to just better my second semester of college, and I'm glad I stuck through.
Alexa, Derek, and Kenneth each ran into problems of some sort their freshman year. Each found a way to adapt and succeed.